The Burka ban in Switzerland comes into effect right now, and there's a lot of controversy around it. Let's check this out.
In Switzerland, a law banning the covering of the face has handed down its very first violation. Now, a Muslim woman in Zurich who wore a burqa with a niqab has been fined by the Swiss government. The police has imposed a fine of $110 on the woman only because she was wearing a face veil. The police has not revealed the identity. It said that the violator was not a tourist. Now, the case will now go to the cantonal governor's office for further processing. Now, this action has come after the burqa ban officially came into effect on the 1st of January in 2025. Now, this decision was implemented after a referendum in 2021. Switzerland has a 400,000 strong Muslim population. The federal ban has been met with a lot of resistance by the Muslim communities in the country. Wearing a face covering has been made into a controversial issue in some European nations, with some seeing it as clearly an attack on Muslim communities, with discussion centered around balancing secularism, public security and also personal freedoms. Now, France, remember, had banned a full face veil in public in 2011. The countries where the full or the partial burqa ban is in effect include these West European nations, including the likes of France, Belgium, Austria, Bosnia and Herzegovina, amongst others. For all the latest news, download the View.
Yeah, so they voted on this and they decided that no, they're not going to have this anymore. They're not going to allow people to cover their faces anymore. And I think it was Macron in France who explained that they are banning it because it goes against their values. The idea of you not showing your face goes against these Western values in countries like France. So they talk about how this is going to go, if it's something they want to have as their as a way of life, as something that you want to see more of or not. And after voting and discussing and debating about all of these things for a long time, they've reached the conclusion in these countries that no, that they don't want to have people covering their faces. You need to see people's faces. If not, it goes against your values. It goes against the basic way in which humans interact in these countries. Now, I am extremely multicultural. I adore the idea of all of these beautiful cultures thriving and doing very, very well in their own countries, which is maybe what these people should consider. If in these countries your way of life, your culture, your way of doing things, your way of communicating, your way of expressing your female empowerment is not compatible with what these countries want, then it is the best thing you can possibly do, go back to the country in which this is the norm. In the same way, you wouldn't expect to go to one of these countries in the Middle East and impose your Western culture and Western values and Western way of life. You wouldn't go around half naked, on the beach, right? Topless. How would you do that? Well, it goes against the culture in these countries. So if we're going to respect the culture of those countries, I think it's very reasonable to expect the same way around. If you are respecting the culture of those Middle Eastern countries, I think that those Middle Eastern countries and people from those places should respect the countries, the customs and the traditions and the culture of their host countries. Countries that have opened the doors to them and welcomed them as part of their society. I don't think it's cool to go into a country and expect the country to change so as to accommodate your own culture, way of life, way of doing things, way of communicating, way of expressing yourself, and your traditions, right? I don't think that's cool. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. I think we are going through some very interesting times. If you want to prepare for everything that's going on and what's to come, I always suggest my channel with a ton of information, as well as my books, Survival Skills and Surviving the Economic Collapse. You will have the links there below. Take care. See you next time.